Okay. So
Let's
yeah, first of all, hello Julia, hello Pierluigi, hello Charlie. Thanks for having me again. Thanks for your time. First of all, I want to congratulate to your fantastic result in the GSBS reporting cycle 2022. So you've not only just won the awards for best sustainability performance in sports, you also won 4 out of 5 potential award, which has impressed us very much and was really an amazing result. So um, you've won the total performance, you've won the corporate performance, you've won the environmental performance, and you've won the governance performance. So that's an outstanding result. We didn't have this last year, and you've had some really strong contender who really challenged you, and that's even more impressive that you've done such an amazing job. And I know, Pierluigi, it's very important for you that you've been the first organizations even pushing into the 80s for this year. So that's really fantastic. And I not only want to thank you for being so patient with us and doing the hard work to work with us together to make sure that we have all the data in place and everything that we needed. I also want to thank you for your day in, day out work, being really a force in sustainability in sports and being a lighthouse for other organizations. So thinking a little bit back, I just remember our first call, and even after you realized the scope of data we are asking from you, I will never forget you're been straight away to the point that we want to be there for the first place. We are not here for the second. We want to really do our best job, and you wanted to be on the top, and you did it straight away. So at the same time, let me be very honest. I thought, let's see the very good communication the organizations are usually doing. Is it really backed up with data, performance, and also the structural organizational setup? And again, well, we're here months later, and you've really impressed us with your performance. So regarding the sustainability level of your professionalism and all the efforts you've put in this, we've been really impressed with this. So you've already won, especially Julia, you've been to so many award celebrations and you won so many awards. Does it mean something special to you that this has not been an award, with all due respect to other awards, but it's not been granted by a jury who decided on winning or not winning? It has been based on your performance, on your data, and your day-to-day work at the end. So was it something special?
Yes, well, first of all, thank you. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, for us to be awarded with, with 4 out of the 5 categories straight away as we enter. It's very special also because this is science-based and data-driven. So it's a very unbiased way of assessing. All the work we were talking about, the substance that there is in place, in the business throughout like the sustainability strategy that we've been developing for almost 9 years now. So that means probably like even more than the awards that we've won. We've always very much believed in third-party independent assessments. That's how we started our journey with ISO 20121 certification. And I think that, the GSBS ranking is a great continuation for us to showcase that we not only talk the talk, we walk the walk. And I think what is important also to us is that we really go back to the DNA of our sport, when being second is being first of the losers. So that's why we've always really wanted to be at the top. And I remember discussing with the co-founder of the championship the ranking, and he said to me, if we are not first, we don't communicate about it. So it's very much in the DNA of Formula E to always push ourselves. And I think that's a healthy process because we're not wanting to compete with the others. Of course, competition can be healthy, but most importantly, we want to challenge ourselves. And the fact that there's still a category to win is extremely motivating to me.
Yeah, Luigi, you want to add something? or
No, I
otherwise?
think Julia covered almost everything, and the anecdote of the chief championship officer and co-founder of Formula E, I think,
I know
highlights
you've been
very
very
clearly the
ambitious.
mindset. Yeah, yes, we are all ambitious. We are all ambitious.
Perfect. So, but it's easy to talk about this, and it's always much easier, obviously, when you've been awarded. But I know, again, at the beginning, it wasn't that clear, obviously, which kind of outcome it would have been. So, but you from the beginning, liked, as you just mentioned, Julia, you liked the idea of being benchmarked against other organizations and data-driven and unbiased. So, anything else that you liked about the idea? Because as we know, sport is about competition. And was there anything particular you liked?
Yeah, what I very much liked also in the idea of the benchmark is that we are seeing a lot of claims, and that's what also you alluded to in the field of sustainability in general, also very much in the field of sport. And I think it's important to have those rankings that really do put things in the right place and really enable to show where there is substance, because there's a lot of great work happening in the field of sport. I was yesterday with Lindita that leads UNFCCC, and has basically put a huge effort in pushing the movement of sustainability through sports. But also we know, unfortunately, that there are organizations that use false claims and announcements on sustainability. We've been recently some, issues and companies that have been sued for some false claims. And that's important, I think, that there are these independent reviews and assessments to really be able to tell if people are doing the right things or not, because ultimately we need to make sure that we actually put a spotlight on the companies, entities that are really trying to create and make a positive impact.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, and I totally agree with you on this. And as I mentioned earlier, we are aware of the fact that we came on top on your day-to-day work. Obviously, you have a lot of things to do and a lot of things on your plate already, and nevertheless, you still said we want to do this, and we want to really we want to be there. And obviously, you and the whole team. The whole team, and we've been really lucky to talk to so many from so many departments to understand better how you set up. And now you've been rewarded for your patience and your diligence. Anything from our reporting framework, apart from that you aim to win next year in Sochi as well? Anything from the reporting framework that you've kind of taken away already, that you say we haven't thought about this, or anything you already think you're pushing for?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me and for us as a team, it's absolutely amazing. It's a great reward to have won the 4 categories. But I think most interestingly, we're looking at where we can improve, because this is always, again, very much in the mindset in everything that we do. How can we continually improve? How can we challenge ourselves? How can we strive to go above and beyond? So, the framework is also a great way of looking at the improvement opportunities. And to be honest, what has been also a great help is that as the framework is based on international standards, the fact that, for example, we've been able to use the GRI reporting to provide a lot of data, because we had that and it was existing, is again a proof that when you follow best practices, they give back to you, because it's much easier than to as you are saying, like on the top of the rest of the things that you have to do. And I do remember the conversations while in Seoul, the season finale of our season 8. So in the middle of hecticness, we were still able to basically provide the data and hopefully really give you a good understanding at the time of what we had in place.
Yeah, once again, thank you so much for that. We really appreciate that. And well, we discussed this a little bit earlier already. The nature of sports, and especially motorsports, of course, is competitiveness. But at the same time, we are experiencing that several organizations obviously still are a little bit unsure about being rated, because they are, to be very honest, they are sometimes a little bit scared or a little bit worried about the reaction by the media, the fans, or even the whole society, while they maybe are not as advanced on their sustainability journey as you or maybe some other organizations like Juventus Turin, Borussia Dortmund are. So any advice from your side for those organizations to take this kind of brave step and saying, we try to use this and we are not scared of maybe even not being with the first time hitting the number one? Any kind of advice from your side?
I obviously do understand it's always scary in a competitive environment to not be at the top potentially, but I think especially in sustainability, the mindset is different. But what matters the most is correct the first steps that you make, and the fact that you acknowledge you're on a journey, and the fact that you're very authentic about what you do and where you are and where you want to go. That's what we discuss all the time with our racing teams or drivers and or sponsors. It's very much about being authentic about what we do and doing it in the best way possible. And then obviously, I mean, one day, I mean, you're able to reach the top, and that's fantastic. But that's really the result of years of work where, I mean, we had to start somewhere. And I think what matters the most is the journey.
Absolutely. Thank you. Last question, and you slightly touched already on it, but why do you think an independent rating like ours is important? And do you think it can help to push maybe the sustainability performance of the industry in general a little bit further, especially when you're thinking of the big challenges of the 21st century now, with even the war in Europe, with climate crisis ahead of us and in the middle of it. So what do you think, or what do you think is the what kind of role can the rating and the benchmarking play in pushing these organizations a little bit further?
Well, I think it's really a pivotal role that those ratings and rankings can play, because again, I'm talking to you from COP27, where it's been 27 times that the world is trying to agree on a path to fight climate change, keep it under 1.5 degree, in terms of global warming, and there's still a lot to do. So we first of all need everyone to be very much putting their contribution to try and really turn the tide in terms of what we're going through in terms of climate change. But we need people to do it, to do it authentically, and that's a word that is very important. So we need organizations to be motivated, to be challenging themselves, but to all row in the same direction, because we need people to really fast track the solutions that they have, because what we see or what we believe is that technology can probably solve all the problems that we have, but what we need now is is these solutions to be adopted at scale. So if we come back to why ratings and rankings being independent in line with ESG are important, is because they tell if those organizations are basically going in the right way, taking the right measures, but also they tell if those organizations are true to themselves, to their mission and their vision in relation to sustainability. And if not, then there's going to be, and there is already, a pressure from the investor, the sponsors, and the fans who are requesting authentic contribution to society.
Perfect. Giulia, Pierluigi, Charlie, thank you so much. Once again, big congratulations on this fantastic performance you've done over the last few years, obviously not just the last year. And we are already looking forward to next year's performance. So thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you very much.